Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Before I start my Devar Torah, I want to say a quick joke to break the ice. So here's the joke. Sending 12 spies to do one job sounds kind of like a group project. 2 people do all the work, and 10 people just complain about it. But seriously, this story teaches us something super important, and I really want us to think about it together. I learned that when you tell a story, you should answer 5 questions. When, why, where, who, and how. So let's go through them together. When? It was about 40 days after the Israelites left Egypt, around 1445 BC. And this was not long after they experienced huge miracles like the splitting of the Red Sea. Why? Because the Israelites had been slaves in Egypt for 400 years, and God saved them and led them out with Moses. God promised them a land of their own, so now they were getting ready to enter it. Where? The land of Canaan, which is like modern-day Israel, Lebanon, Palestine, Jordan, and western Syria. It was a land God promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Who? Moses and the 12 spies, one from each tribe, including Joshua and Caleb. These were leaders, people who were supposed to guide the rest of the nation. And now, the most important question. How? How does this story teach us something today? In this week's Torah portion, Moses sends 12 spies to explore the land. They go in and see that the land is actually very good. It's full of fruit, and the Torah says it's flowing with milk and honey. But when they come back, something happens. They say in Numbers chapter 13, verses 31 through 33, "We are not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. The land through which we have gone to spy it out is a land that devours its inhabitants, and we seem like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and so we were in their eyes." They all saw the same land, but they didn't all see it the same way. 10 of the spies got scared. They focused on the problems. The people were too strong, the cities are too big, and they felt small and powerless. But Joshua and Caleb were different. They said in Numbers chapter 14, verses 7 through 9, "The land which we passed through to spy it out is an exceedingly good land. If the Lord delights in us, he will bring us into this land and give it to us. Only do not rebel against the Lord. The Lord is with us. Do not fear them." They saw the same situation, the same people, and the same challenges, but they trusted God. So even though they all saw the same thing, they didn't all react the same way. And that shows us something very important. It's not just about what happens, it's about how you respond to it. And also, in the Haftarah, we see something interesting with Rahab. If you don't know who Rahab is, she was a woman who lived in the city of Jericho and hid the spies on their way to spy out the land. Fun fact, Rahab is in the lineage of Yeshua, according to the book of Matthew, as she married Solomon of Judah. She says in Joshua chapter 2, verse 9, and also in Joshua chapter 2, verse 11, "I know that the Lord has given you the land. For the Lord your God, he is God in heaven above and on earth beneath." She helped the spies because she believed in God, even though it was risky and dangerous for her. She chose faith instead of fear. And we see a similar thing in the Parashah, the New Testament. Yeshua sends out his disciples and tells them in Matthew chapter 10, verses 8 through 10, "Freely you have received, freely give. Do not worry about what you will take, for the worker is worthy of his food." He tells them to trust God, even though they do not know exactly what will happen. So all 3 readings are teaching the same idea. Trust God, even when things feel scary or uncertain. These principles connect to real life. Fear doesn't just happen to the Torah, it happens to us too. My mom has served as a Maharat since 2014, but in 2022, when my dad, the rabbi, passed away, everything changed for our community, and that was very hard. And when my mom stepped up as the congregational leader, some people left the synagogue. Maybe they felt unsure. Maybe they didn't understand the change. Maybe they were just afraid of something new. And when people jumped ship, it hurt a lot. It made us feel confused and discouraged. But this Torah portion reminds me of the spies. The 10 spies focused on fear and gave up. But Joshua and Caleb trusted God and kept going, even when others didn't. We have a choice too. We can focus on fear or we can choose faith. Fear says, this is too hard. Fear says, things are changing too much. But faith says, God is still with us. Faith says, even if things are different, God is still leading us. God does not promise that everything will be easy or stay the same, but he does promise that he will be with us, no matter what, as he says in Isaiah chapter 43, verse 2. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. So even when people change, even when people leave, we can still trust that God is guiding us forward. Maybe we are not falling apart. Maybe we're stepping into something new that God is doing. So the question is, are we going to be like the 10 spies or like Joshua and Caleb? Being faithful doesn't mean you're not scared. It means you trust God even when you are scared. So my message is simple. When things feel hard, when things change, when you don't know what's going to happen, choose faith, trust God, and keep moving forward. Shabbat Shalom.